Agada. The Nigerian Exchange Limited has revealed that foreign investors in the equities market withdrew a total of $116.72 billion from January to June this year, according to the NGX Domestic and Foreign Portfolio Investment Report for June 2021. Foreign investors invested a total of 105.24 billion naira in the market, representing a year-on-year drop by 57.44% from 247.27 billion naira recorded in the corresponding period of 2020. However, they took out the 116.72 billion naira, amounting to 75.78% decrease from 481.93 billion naira in the corresponding period of 2020. The federal government has directed the Sovereign Investment Authority to source $200 million for settlement of International Court of Arbitration in Paris award in favor of the Chinese firm Sunrise Power and Transmission Company Limited. Officials of the Sunrise Power and the Federal Ministry of Power said the government had agreed to pay the sum and had mandated NSIA to work on measures for settling the debt. The $200 million settlement offer was to compensate Sunrise Power for the unlawful termination of the contract for 1,552 megawatts Mambila hydropower project and the reward for the same to another Chinese firm. The African nations need to spend about $15.7 billion on their refineries to curb emissions and meet climate change targets as demand for oil and gas surges. An industry lobby group, African Refiners and Distributors Association, has said. The executive secretary of ARDA, Anibo Kraga, was quoted by Bloomberg as saying governments on the continent should focus on reducing sulfur levels in petroleum products because of Africa's consumption of fossil fuel will rise quickly in the coming decades, even as the supply of clean energy also expands. The Pan-African body based in Ivory Coast commercial capital of Abidjan promotes the interest of the downstream oil sector. Transit flights are banned into the United Arab Emirates from Nigeria, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Uganda will be lifted effective Thursday. The National Emergency and Crisis Management Authority said that the NESEMA is a UAE emergency management agency. The UAE had in June reintroduced a travel ban on Nigeria barely 48 hours after announcing that air travelers from Nigeria who had taken the compulsory COVID-19 PCR test were allowed to enter the country. According to a statement by the NX, passengers would be allowed to transit through UAE airports from Thursday as long as the negative PCR test taken 72 hours before departure was presented. The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Issa Pantami, has said the federal government will soon unveil policies aimed at unbundling the Nigerian postal services. He said this on Tuesday in Abuja during the unveiling of NIPO's revenue stamp. And according to the minister, policies were designed to transform NIPO's operation. He said that the policies get towards transforming NIPOST in the pipeline, and part of it will unbundle NIPOST, and also NIPOST Act is ready for amendment. Nestle Nigeria PLC has appointed Mrs. Adebisi Lamikara and Mr. Ibukun Okun Ipimoye as a non-executive director and executive actively. According to a statement signed by the company's secretary, Bode Ayeku, Lamikara, whose appointment was appointed by the board, has over 30 years of professional experience providing advisory and consulting services to various public and private sector entities within and outside Nigeria. The statement said that before appointment, Lamikara was the head of the advisory practice of KPMG Nigeria, consisting of management consulting, deal advisory, technology advisory, and risk consulting business units. She had also led the financial services sector across Africa as well. The president of the Association of Maritime Truck Owners, Chief Remy Ogungbemi, has disclosed that the reduction in gridlock along the Apapa Tinkan axis is due to the newly implemented truck call-up system, but warned that this will be put to the test in November when the festive season begins. Ogungbemi said this while responding to questions on Apapa management, traffic management in a telephone interview with Punch newspaper correspondent on Tuesday. The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, on Tuesday shut down its operation in Cross River State and accused its members and asked its members to withdraw all their services such as lifting and distribution of petroleum products to members of the public. Cross River State branch chairman of IPMAN, Mr. Robert Obi, while defending Withdrawal Services said the action was caused by alleged incessant harassment of its member in the Eastern Zone by the police. Obi stated that the strike was in compliance with the directive of IPMA national body, adding that security operatives must begin